Yes, people, welcome to part 2 of who are we going to replace the elite with, rather than what I said in part 1, which was who are we going to replace the system with. So I've rephrased it. This meme that you can see here is what the video is based off of, and I'll read my response afterwards. As you can see, I posted this meme 2017. It says, everything is okay, just keep on shopping, just keep on watching TV, just keep on working 9 to 5. Thank you for voting for our puppet, and thank you for believing in the great illusion, the management. Now, my response, the management is the elite, innit? They're the ones that are running everything, you know, politics, foreign policy, etc., etc. Yeah, your school system, your curriculum, everything. My response is, what do we expect people to do? It will be very difficult to do anything when the masses of people are determined to be divided by greed, power, selfishness, and ignorance. Racism is one of the big factors in which people are not able to talk objectively about, because the management itself is white, and the racist propaganda promoted by the news, media, as well as in the institutions, has brainwashed the white majority, who are made to feel they are better than the non-white minority. Therefore, if the management were to be replaced by the majority, would they rule with justice and balance and correct the injustices of the past, which has continued into the present? Would they be any better than the management? These are the things we should want to know when we discuss such matters. Yeah, so that's my point. You have to address racism as well as other things, because, say for instance now, the people united, yeah, speaking hypothetically, the people united got rid of the management, and, you know, obviously, you know, they put someone else, another group of people in power. What difference would it make if they're just as bad as the ones they kicked out? It don't make sense. It doesn't make sense getting rid of Hitler and the Nazis and then replacing them with another Hitler and another Nazis, is it? That doesn't make sense. So you have to address racism. And, you know, this country here, Britain, and Europe and America, is riddled with racism. You see what I'm saying? So, and forget about revolution. I don't care what colour you are, black, white, forget about it, because you have to have the army on your side to do anything, especially with the technology that they have now. You know what I mean? You know, forget about the guerrilla warfare. They just bomb you from the sky. You know what I'm saying? This is what you got to deal with when you're talking about, you know, the people getting together. You need the army on your side, because look, you're not gonna be. How you gonna tackle these things? These robots that are coming. This is what they got now. Now, the baddest man on road, he can't stop himself from going to jail when the police are ready to arrest him. Name the baddest man who's in jail now. How did he get into prison? They arrested him, innit? So imagine when they send these things in. What are you going to do? And this is, you know what I mean? And I can't put it past them that they got more advanced robots than this. Do you know what I'm saying? Let me show you something else. Check this out. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to need the army. You're going to need the army on your side to help. How are you gonna deal with these things when you can't even really deal with the police? When there's a riot, the police don't open fire or whatever. They just let you loot, and then they come in afterwards and arrest who they see on camera, innit? But you know they're going to be dealing with things on another level. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? You're divided with racism, class, you know, and other things, sexism. But, you know, even within the feminist movement, even within like the vegan movement, you got racist people in them, even in the gay community. You know what I mean? Racism is everywhere. Yeah? Now, what's this one? Okay. Check this out. Check this out. Hold on, let me show you. This is Russian Charles, yeah? He was murdered by the police. You can see here where the police have apprehended him. He's ran for some reason. Could have just been afraid, do you know what I mean? Or it could have been a minor charge, but the police threw him on the floor. The guy's not even resisting, you know. He's just trying to breathe, yeah? The police didn't have to do that police officer there. He didn't have to do that, yeah? And then you got some other bystander. You know that, and as far as I'm concerned, you know, people, melanated people, we can smell racist people. As soon as we're in their presence, within a few seconds, we just know, oh, that guy's a racist. You can just tell. And 9 times out of 10, we're right. Now look at what the police officer's doing. Now for that guy to pass out, that police officer is using some serious pressure. This is a 20-year-old. He's not a kid, but he's a young man. And he's not fighting. He's not throwing any licks on the policeman. He's not hitting the policeman back or nothing. Do you know what I mean? Look, he's trying to breathe. And you got this guy, this arsehole here, yeah, a scumbag sitting on him. You know what I mean? Trying to play hero. Now the guy's passed out, and this guy's still got his knee on his back, or leaning on him. A big man. Look at him. Looks like a racist man. Don't know if he's I don't know what he is. He ain't an Englishman. He don't look like an Englishman. But yeah. I believe in peace. I believe in freedom, justice, and equality. But see this scene here? It just gets me angry, man. Look at them. And the police officer won't tell the civilian to get off of him. You know, no first aid or nothing. And these people were exonerated. I don't even, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if they were charged or anything, but you know, the jurors or whoever was judging it, and I think there were some black people involved in it as well, made them get off scot-free. Now the people the jurors, I don't care what colour they are. You had some black ones amongst them, some white ones. They're all scumbags. Because you got some non-white people who have the same mindset as a Ku Klux Klan. They think he deserved to die like that. You know, the policemen were justified. Well, that's what they mean. No charges were brought, nothing. That means they think that the policeman and this guy here, still leaning on him, were justified. This is bang out of order. And, you know, remember this was shown on BBC, ITV, it was shown on the news, on national TV. And the only people that seemed to be outraged by it were black people. And obviously, 1 or 2 white people. It was just a microscopic minority of white people that showed concern. I'll prove it. This is a liberty. Look, the guy is still on the young man, and the police officer and the people around him ain't saying get off of him, give him first aid, mouth to mouth or something. Scumbag. Now they do this in any see these incidents where they apprehend black people or people of colour. They pretend like, you know, what's going on? Just to waste time to make sure that that person is dead. I've seen it many times. What's another guy's name? There was some army guy, Christopher Older or something like that. They done it to him. You know, they done it to plenty others, man. So that's that. When after that happened now, and you know the police got off of it, yeah, and no charges were made or nothing. Check out these. Where were these people? This is why I know it's a microscopic minority of white people that were concerned, and non-blacks, meaning like Spanish or Mexican or Asian. Where were these people? Did you see that? Look. Rotted. Hold on, let me go back there. Did you see that? Right, you see that? No matter who died in police custody, white, black or whatever, but in this case it was Russian Charles. That should have been the response of the people. But it wasn't, was it? And these are like women. Where were these women, yeah, for Russian Charles's mother? Since they're, you know, women's rights and everything else. Where were they? Look at that. So these people only care about their own agenda, their own humanity and their own feelings. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't join these marches. It's all hypocrisy. You know what I mean? These people are just as racist as Donald Trump. But they don't like Donald Trump because, you know, he says certain things that they don't like. You know? Where were these people, man? No, they make me sick. And another thing as well. These people too. These animal rights people. Listen to this.
How many people are back there, but it looks double as big as last year. Absolutely massive. People standing for animal liberation. Look how many. A sea of vegans.
So these people got a whole heap of intellectual talk and intelligence when it comes for animals, innit? A pig, a dog, a cow. But when it comes to a fellow human being, they lose their intelligence, they lose their humanity. They try and rationalize not doing anything about it.
Now we as a movement exist in the millions of individuals, but together we move as one. And as one, we cannot be stopped. We will not be stopped.
This is the response, yeah? You don't have to riot or whatever, but you can protest peacefully.
Others, they feel what we feel, and they fear it.
Yeah, so this is the response that should have been for people like Russian Charles. He was afraid to die. He didn't want to die, just like the animal you claim don't want to die. You think Russian Charles wanted to die?
And they fear us. And they should fear
It's hypocrisy.
And they fear us because they know.
Yeah? So that's why I'm saying that who are we going to replace the management with? This is something to think about. Otherwise, you know, until then, you know, we address racism, because I know some people are sick and tired of people talking about racism, but they're not sick and tired of the people that keep practicing it and have practiced it for the past 400 years on black people, brown people, you know, mixed race as well, and melanated people, people of colour, because, you know, we've all been educated, whether you're white, black or whatever, to believe in the myth of white supremacy, which means, you know, white people are superior. Now, when I say these things, I'm not referring to all white people. As Malcolm X said once, you know, he believes in the brotherhood of all people, but he doesn't believe in practicing brotherhood with those that don't want to practice it with him. So we're not anti-white. We're anti-racist. We're anti-white. We're anti the myth of white supremacy, which is being promoted and perpetrated on us daily. If you go into the sweet shop, all the newspapers, everything is all about white people. Now, it's not white people's fault. I'm talking about your next door neighbor, your mum or whatever. It's not their fault. You understand? But they need to start understanding what's going on. You see what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're just going to remain ignorant. Now, if we don't do something about... The reason why I'm bringing this up, is because I'm trying to make people think we can't come together unless we address certain things. And racism is one of the main things, because racism is one of the worst crimes you could commit, as Malcolm X said, because you're indicting an unborn child before it's even born. See? So animals don't suffer racism. Animals are killed for consumption and things like that. Black people are killed just because of the colour of their skin. That's a mental disorder. And there's plenty of them in the vegan community. There's plenty of them in the gay community. There's plenty of them in the women's liberation movement and all of that. That's why when something happens to black people are usually on their own marching with a microscopic minority of white people who do care, who do have humanity. Like Princess Diana with the landmines and stuff like that. Why was only she doing it? Out of all of the royals, out of all of these aristocratic peoples, only Princess Diana. And, sadly, she's passed on now, like 21 years ago. And who has there been since? So we must address racism if we're all going to come together and unite and convince the army to be on our side. Not to destroy the country or to be anti-patriotic, but to be patriotic in it, to love your country, because to love your country means you want the best for your country. And racism isn't the best thing for the UK, is it? Or for the world. It's one of the worst things that's happening in this world. So I just wanted to address that. Yeah? Who are we going to replace the management with? Think about it. Peace, people. Peace.